Hold on just a second. These Pokemon leaks that we're going to talk about today for Winds and Waves are awesome. These are some big leaks to talk about. It is about a brand new Pokemon that's going to be in the game that is seemingly going to be an extremely important Pokemon to Winds and Waves and whatever this region is going to be called. We also have things maybe related to some of the legendary Pokemon of the game and just more about the game itself. Now, this is a big one, guys. You're not going to want to miss this. But right before we do hop into this, I would greatly appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel and turn on those post notifications so you don't miss all the new Pokemon leaks, news, and updates throughout the upcoming months. But anyways, let's hop right into it. Fall Guy has finally returned, who I think is one of the most reputable leakers out there at the moment. He's had dozens of things come true. So he is finally back after not posting for quite some time, honestly, saying a seed in 3 parts. Now, he posted another kind of riddle, I guess you could say, that we have to kind of figure out, decode, decipher, whatever you want to call it. And at first, you could look at this and say, this is nothing. This is literally nothing. But it does actually make a lot of sense. And I'm going to explain it all for you guys here right now, at least what I think it does mean, because I'm sure there's probably more to this that I'll have to update you guys in another video. But so because of that, I do want your help. So let me know exactly what you think that this means after I explain everything at the end of this video. So right here we have Milcery that looks like it's coming out of some flame, looks like maybe a sun, a star, or something like that. And then we also do have, of course, a screenshot from the trailer with 2 tornadoes saying this is fine. And then we also do have some other Pokemon like Ultra Necrozma, we have Terapagos, and then Eternatus as well. So those are 3 obviously big Pokemon in their generations, Gen 9, Generation 7, and Generation 8. So it's the 3 previous generations before this game. And these you could also kind of say are not like the typical box legendaries of the game. So my first assumption is this Pokemon is the seed Pokemon. Milcery is just kind of being reminiscent of that seed Pokemon. I'm not sure about this Fireball, the sun. I don't know. I feel like there's got to be something with that. Maybe it's from space. Maybe it is literally from the sun. Or maybe it is some sort of connection to Sun and Moon, because I feel like this game has so many connections to Sun and Moon. Like, different things are popping up every now and then. I'm like, yeah, that is like Sun and Moon coded for real. And then this picture right here, 2 tornadoes, weather related. I think this is because apparently the region is going to be very, very extreme with its weather conditions, I guess. So I think part of the storyline is weather, because we know that the Battle Evolution gimmick is going to be something with weather. We're not exactly sure how it's going to be, but the Battle Evolution gimmick is the same thing as, you know, Mega Evolution or Terastallization. Every single brand new generation, we do get a new gimmick. So it's going to be related to weather, but I also think just like the game itself, the storyline will have a lot of severe weather, it seems like. And maybe it is tied to the seed Pokemon. The seed Pokemon could be kind of maybe causing the weather, or maybe it's unintentionally causing this weather, like it doesn't realize what it's doing, but it is still causing the weather. And of course, this link right here to these Pokemon, maybe this is saying that the seed Pokemon is going to be like the 3rd legendary of this game, or a mythical Pokemon, which originally it was not. It's not going to be obviously the box legendary. It's definitely not going to be that. And it was said to not be a mythical, but things can definitely change. So it might just make sense for Game Freak, for Pokemon, to make the seed Pokemon actually just be a legendary Pokemon, but it's still gonna be a very unique thing. Like, in my opinion, the seed Pokemon reminds me a lot of Cosmog from Generation 7. I forgot to even mention this. Here is exactly what the seed Pokemon is apparently going to be according to the Terra League. Like, this is what it's going to be, some sort of, I guess, changing Pokemon based on what we actually do in our gameplay, do in our playthrough, you know, how we play the game, the decisions we make. It's going to be like an ever-changing Pokemon that will look different for everybody's game, which, of course, I've talked about a lot. I'm not going to talk your ear off about what it is again, because this is some new information we got today. Icybo over here saying, guessing Netsu, the seed Pokemon. So I guess whenever you see Netsu, it means the seed Pokemon. I don't know if that's from the Terra League or if that's something new that just recently came out. I haven't seen this before, but the word Netsu is a Japanese word that translates into heat, temperature, or fever. That's exactly what you can see right here with obviously this ball of sun or fire. We are starting to connect some of the dots here, right? Icybo then saying essentially plays the role as the 3rd legendary, is related to causing or occurring weather anomalies like Darkrai and the hyperspace distortions, and evolves into different forms depending on certain things. So now what he just said is like kind of a theory. That's not a leak, but it honestly does make sense. Ball Guy responding to that saying functionality of the Pokemon is not being considered simply take it as appearance, which maybe that means that the seed Pokemon isn't going to really have anything functional to it. So maybe it's not going to be causing the weather. Maybe it still could be related to these weather patterns, but he's saying simply take it as appearance. So maybe the seed Pokemon literally will only just have something to do with appearance. Like the appearance of it is going to change still, but maybe it's not going to have some sort of specific cause and functionality. I don't know. We have another user called PokeCrafty saying solved to GG Bald Guy, talking about the sun, seed Pokemon, Gimmick, Majin, Netsu. The center of the photo with those characters right there, maybe that is the Majin. Maybe that is related to the Gimmick or something. And then the natural disaster. So it's not just going to be tornadoes. It's definitely going to be other stuff too. Like I'm sure winds, waves are going to go crazy. Rainstorms, thunderstorms. I'm sure it's going to be like all the above. And then he put Box Legends, winds, and waves on here, which, like I said, I don't think that the seed Pokemon is going to be related to the box legendaries. It seems like it's going to be separate. Now, I always want to mention, stuff can change, so maybe Game Freak did eventually just scrap the legendary Pokemon, and then the seed Pokemon is somehow going to be the box legendaries. I just think that is very unlikely. I just don't think they're gonna want to do that. Ball Guy did say tornadoes are just another amalgamation of chaos going on in the region. You will quickly realize that some are hunting the seed Pokemon for their own use. The story is going to be full of deception and drama. So, right there, people are apparently going to be hunting the seed Pokemon because it seems like it's going to be very important. If there's only one of them, very unique Pokemon, these people are going to be trying to capture that seed Pokemon for their own use. So, the seed Pokemon must be useful for something, maybe just not like connected to the weather or something like that. But Ball Guy also saying that the story is full of deception and drama. Hopefully it means the storyline is going to be very good, because I think Pokemon games always have a very good storyline, obviously some being better than others, which let me know your favorite storyline. What is your favorite generation of all time? Me, I'm going with Generation 5. I love Black and White 1 and 2. The storylines are just so fun and so cool. I think that's actually really good news though for the storyline of the game. Like I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what's going to happen with this. This user also making a very good point with Milcery. He said it's not Milcery that we need to be looking at. Consider the fractal concept for the seed in the Terra League, and this is of course Milcery's evolution with different, I guess you could say, designs in a way, even though it's just kind of like different color patterns, different fruit or flowers. But that's kind of the same concept as the seed Pokemon, where it is going to be changing. It's not going to have one specific laid out form. It's going to have a ton of different forms that is going to change like as we play the games ourselves. So my seed Pokemon in the game will look different than Robert's over there. If your name is Robert, I'm sure you just jumped. So let me know if your name is Robert. Say what's up in the comment. We also have somebody else trying to break it down, which I don't necessarily agree with this one or disagree, but he said DLC 1, DLC 2, Wave Legend, Wind Legend, the Majin Gimmick, and then this is Heat. So this is a leaked picture from the Terra League of Pikachu using whatever this new evolution gimmick is. And maybe this is only related to fire, like a fire-related weather. I just don't think that there's going to be DLC 1, DLC 2. I don't think that's what that is connecting to. I genuinely think that this is something to do with the seed Pokemon, and this is connected to maybe a DLC. I think a DLC could totally make sense for this specific picture right here. But as of right now, that is all we actually do know about this, and we definitely will be getting some more explanations, some more theories coming out, probably some more responses and tweets from Ball Guy here in the next couple days or weeks, and I will update you guys on that as soon as I possibly can. So make sure you leave a like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications if you haven't already. And like I said, I want to know your thoughts and your theories. I feel like we do have like the base layer solved, just like the seed Pokemon, maybe DLC related to the weather gimmick. The region is going to be full of crazy weather anomalies and stuff, so I definitely want to know the exact specific reason behind this, but I just had to tell you guys this because this is something we're gonna revisit. Like we will be revisiting this sometime very, very soon, and also want to pass it on to you guys where you guys also kind of help me out. Maybe I could just feature some of your comments and stuff in a future video about this if we get to know more, of course, because I'm sure Ball Guy will be, answering more questions. I'm sure Central Leaks may come out and like maybe add their 2 cents. Maybe Riddler Koo is also gonna come out and say something about this as well. I guess we'll just have to see. But if you are really watching this far in the video, comment down below your favorite ice cream. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.